Welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the host of the program. And this is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Realty. Now, Barb, I know we've discussed home staging and how to stage, but why do agents not even bother to stage a home for sale?
Well, I don't I think some of it is lack of education, to be honest with you. According to the National Association of Realtors, only half of them, more than half of them, don't bother to do anything to help the seller prepare. And you can see that when you look at the photos that are published online, you're like, oh my God, they didn't even pick up the dog toy in the middle of the living room, or it's just insane. And I ask clients all the time, have you seen any bad marketing photos on the internet? And they're all nodding their head yes. That should never be happening, but they don't some of them don't train on it, they don't focus on it. There is a cost to doing this, and they just don't want to invest the money in their listings. It's too bad. And it could be as little as $150. It could be as much as $4,000. The average cost for staging is about $1,400. There's this common misconception out there that, hey, it doesn't matter what agent I use, they're a generic commodity. My house is going to sell. So I'll just go with the cheapest one. That'll get the job done. Well, I've talked to clients that went with the cheapest one. Oh, they're giving you a deal. And I said, 5% of nothing is still nothing, right? So if they charge 5% or 4% or $1,000 or 1%, if they don't have a sale and they get nothing, then they've failed. They've failed in their mission to get the home sold. That's the goal, is to get the home sold, right? And I don't know why. They're just not, they don't, there's lots of training available out there. I just don't think they do it. And you can eventually lower a price enough and to get it sold with just about any agent. But I would say a majority of the home sellers that I work with, they want the most money when they sell. And it's been my experience that a lot of people will spend less than $100 a month on marketing, the ones in real estate. That's why most of them don't sell very many homes. A lot of them don't get enough what I call at bats. They don't, the industry is really, really bad at teaching things that they should know, like how to get customers, which is marketing, how to negotiate, how to handle objections, all these things, information about the sales process. They don't teach them the stuff that they really need to know. So I would say a majority of these agents just kind of think that, well, I have my license now. This business is just going to drop in my lap like sprinkle dust from the sky. And so what they end up doing is things like cold prospecting, like knocking on doors, which I would never do that, or calling or texting people randomly. The ones that actually do market, they spend the money for marketing, they do pretty well. So in my view, any business should have a marketing budget, but industry training is really not focused on marketing at all. Marketing for their own business, let alone marketing for the customer. And I've seen agents actually charge their clients to pay for the photography, which it says in all the agreements that the agent is supposed to pay for the marketing, but no, you got to pay for that. Which is insane. But if they don't properly present a home to the market, I don't care what kind of market it is not going to sell. This is an example I'm showing right now of a bathroom of a very low price condo. That condo should have flown off the shelf with multiple offers the first weekend solely because it was a very, very low price place. During the boom, this is the middle of August of 2021, and it wasn't selling for a $229,000 condo in Monument of all places, which is a more expensive place. There were no offers. Why not? Because the home was poorly presented. So when the buyers are looking at these properties on their phones, they just pass it by. Nope, nope. It had things like there was groceries on the kitchen counter. There was a backpack on the coffee table. In this bathroom I'm showing, there's a giant kitty litter box, and hanging next to it is kitty's toilet paper, plus all this clutter on top of the bathroom counter. Just the kitty litter box alone is enough to make buyers go, oh no, I don't want to be there. I'm allergic to cats. And of course, the listing agent is in the mirror in the bathroom. And so her solution was to tell the seller to lower the price during a boom market. That wasn't the problem. It was actually she didn't know anything about marketing. So they don't stage really because there's a lack of knowledge, or they don't know what staging items cost, or they don't know how to stage, or maybe they don't want to pay for storage, transportation. She could do it virtually, for God's sakes. And according to studies, a home seller will get anywhere from 5,000 to 15,000 more on a home that's properly staged versus not staged. And so it's absolutely important how a home is presented to the market, because buyers are making their decision on whether or not they're even going to drive by that home based on the online presentation. You only have less than 57 seconds to make an impression. I just mentioned that I looked at a home yesterday that had 15 pictures of the outside before you even got to the inside. And I can tell you that if you have 57 seconds, then they're looking for these inside pictures. If they don't find them after 15 photos, boom, they're moving on. They don't trust the listing. They think you're trying to hide something. They won't even look. And we can stage digitally, which is spectacular how quality it is. And it will actually attract buyers to come and see it, because if you look at an empty room, people that are not wired artistically, which I'm not one of those, if I look at an empty room, I can't figure out what room it is or what you can do with it. But people buy and sell things over emotion, right? How unemotional is an empty room? And to top it off, our local MLS mandates that if we digitally stage a room, we have to put the photos of the empty room online. So that's just an invitation to everybody to say, hey, I'm empty. Come check me out. Just last weekend, Richard, one of my listings got broken into because of that stupid rule. And fortunately, they didn't get inside the house. The seller had it secured pretty well. And fortunately, the seller had cameras and he had great neighbors and they were on top of it. And this guy got arrested in the act. But I would say that's not very common. And the problem is our local MLS has this dummy rule that says, oh, you have to put the vacant picture on there. Otherwise, you're false advertising. And yet it's just an attraction factor for people that might want to do something that's not up and up. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Barb has the buyer's team and the host of this show, Your Real Estate Voice. And we're talking about why many agents don't bother to invest in marketing, either training or in marketing for their listings. And next up, what we're going to cover are some reasons that you should expect quality marketing from an agent if you're selling a home. And if not, in my view, it's malpractice and you should change. And you could fire them if you don't think they're doing what they said they're going to do. So if you are thinking of moving, this is part of what we do. We offer a free in-home consultation on what to do and what not to do to get a home ready for sale and how you can get top dollar. In just the past 2 weeks, I've had 2 of my listings have multiple cash offers, even with the inventory of surge of over 33% more competition on the market, because I know how to create demand, but not everybody trains for it. We have over 27,925 buyers in waiting just on my website. And typically we can match up to 700 buyers that are a high match for your home, and we will share it with those buyers. So if you'd like to get that free home consultation, give us a call, 719-301-3900, or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
We're talking with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, host of the program, and you can reach her at 719-301-3900. So, Barb, what are some solutions that you found that work for your clients with regard to staging?
Well, staging has different levels. It really depends on the home. Some people are going to present their home empty. That's fine. We can digitally stage it. Some people live in the home. That's fine. We can have a staging person come in and give a consultation on what to do and what not to do. I have a home right now that's under contract, that big home in a nice location. And he had, not ever done this before. And we brought in our in-home consultation, and she went room by room, pack this away, get rid of this, move this over here. So they know, because their eye is, the stager's eye is to try and get the right picture so we can present it to the market so the buyer wants to come and see the home. And so that's why it's really, really important to have your home properly presented, because too much furniture is probably one of the biggest problems we have. Too much clutter, and people live with clutter. They get used to it. They don't notice it. It doesn't seem bad to them. Where it really jumps back at you is in the photos. Now, we know that buyers eliminate homes based on the photos. And many buyers really just can't visualize themselves looking at pictures of empty homes. And that's why we do it. We want to get the buyers in the door, and that's the way we actually get the most offers. So what does it cost? My clients don't pay a penny for it. It's included in my fee. We have 3 storage sheds full of staging furniture. We can bring pieces in to enhance it. Plus, we can work with your stuff. And we can also do the virtual staging thing. So those are some of the things that we do. Here's an example of going from a cluttered dining room to less clutter, just working with that seller's personal property. Here's one, a cluttered living room to a less cluttered living room. Here's a before and after of a townhome that, here we go, it's empty, it doesn't look very attractive, but then when we virtually stage it, it looks amazing. So those things are absolutely critical when you sell your home, and that's part of what we do. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, host of the program. And if you are thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. Barb, you've got some hot new listings coming up. Before we go, tell us about them.
Absolutely. I have some lot of lands this summer, which is kind of fun. They're not making any more of it. I have a beautiful property up on Lake George. It actually is 4 lots next to each other, right across from the lake. Great location. You could go up there. You could take your you have those little tiny homes, Richard, that you're representing. That'd be a
Yeah,
perfect place for those. You could
that's
put
a
4
great
of them.
idea. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, so and rent them out. That's a very high tourist attraction location. I have a beautiful townhome in Briargate on Smoke Tree at 309. Fabulous single family home on Sanger Drive at 4349. A great home on 35 acres on Powers Road. A great 2-story with a finished basement on Crandall Drive, priced in the mid-4s. We also have 2 properties out in Peyton, one on Gull Lane at 719.9 with the main level master. Absolutely great multi-generational home with solar, 5 acres, fenced, cross fenced, great horse property, great for families. And another hobby farm on a Cowie Way. We also have a beautiful home on Chalet Lane at the edge of Black Forest, priced at $949,999. This home has a fabulous detached barn garage that has an RV bay, room for extra cars, room to put your mother-in-law. You can actually build a mother-in-law suite out there. And then I have more lots available up in Monument and down in Fountain. If you want to find out about those, go to barbhasthebuyers.com and give us a call at 719-301-3900. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. It airs every Saturday at the new time, 11 o'clock, right after Larry Kudlow. If you're thinking of making a move, call Barb, 719-301-3900, or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. Remember, you can see replays of the show on Barb's YouTube channel, Barb Has the Buyers, or listen to the podcast on all of the podcast platforms, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, many, many others. Thank you for listening. And to reach Barb, call 719-301-3900. Have a great weekend, Barb, and be safe. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Have a great weekend as well.